Hello YouTube vinyl community, I'm Jeff Harris and welcome to the Vinyl Record Info channel. And today we got Vinyl Tag 2024. So, vinyl tags is something that you can do where, it's kind of just a preset list of questions. Something easy to get together for people who either want to start a YouTube channel or running out of ideas of what to, create a video about. This is a nice way of, showing some cool records and, looking at some cool, interesting questions and how you think about things. If I'm being completely honest, I did not like this year's vinyl tag. I didn't like the questions. Some of them just didn't really interest me. And that's the beautiful thing about vinyl tag. You can do whatever you want. It's not like a standardized things that you have to follow this and have to follow that. It's whatever you want to do. So I took part of the 2024 vinyl tag, and then I also threw some other questions in there from previous vinyl tags or just some other ones that I wanted to do. Okay, so the first question is best purchase of 2024, new or old? This one was very easy for me. That is definitely the Cavas Jute Wide Open. Made a video about this one. Basically, it's crazy rare, Australian hard rock, quintessential early 70s hard rock sound. And, these are rare in Australia. They're even rarer in America. And to get a copy of this was incredible. I got it at the 5th anniversary at Noble Records in Matthews, North Carolina. And I live in South Carolina, so it wasn't too bad of a drive up there. But I was able to snag this copy off the wall right when the place opened. This is on Infinity. Awesome. I mean, that early 70s hard rock is by far my favorite genre or subgenre of music, and this is right up my alley. Absolutely fantastic. Go stream that one. Really cool. 50 years later, best album from 1974. Now, I picked like 3 of them out just because I couldn't pick just one. Number 1 is what started it all. The greatest band on earth. Rush, self-titled. This is their first album. This one doesn't have Neil Peart on it. Actually pronounced Neil Peart, but Neil Peart here in America. And, but it's still fantastic. I mean, it's so good. I love this record. Working Man, come on. Absolutely fantastic. Really good one. Highly recommend you checking this one out. Especially if you're into Rush's later stuff like Moving Pictures and things like that. Check out their early. This is the earliest you can get. Absolutely fantastic. Another one from 1974, kind of defined a band, is Leonard Skinner's Second Helping. Sweet Home Alabama on here. I mean, this is quintessential Southern rock. If I had to pick a Southern rock album, I mean, this is probably going to be right at the top of a lot of people's lists. This is an original press on that Sounds of the South before it came out on MCA. And I also have the Sounds of the South Sweet Home Alabama single here, but I love this copy too. This copy is near mint. Awesome. Sometimes it's tough to find these really clean just because it was so popular. I mean, everybody loves Sweet Home Alabama, so they played the heck out of that thing. And the last one from 1974 is The Rolling Stones. It's Only Rock and Roll. Love this record. This is like a not as much talked about Rolling Stones album. And I get it. I mean, they have some crazy stuff. I think I have a couple other Rolling Stones albums in here that made my list because I like the Rolling Stones a lot. But this one's really good. I still really like this one. And it's cheap heat for sure. This is not an expensive album. This one's near mint in the shrink with the hype sticker. I mean, it's really awesome. So it's a little harder to find it in this kind of condition. But really great album. I like that one a lot. All right, the next one is an album that defines a genre. This one was also easy for me. I got into psych because of this band and because of this exact record, and that's the 13th Floor Elevators, psychedelic sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators. This is quintessential you know, if I had to pick one psych album, I feel like this is gotta be, it's top 3 for sure. For me, it's top 3. But this record, I started streaming this on Spotify way back in the day when I was just trying to branch out in other different types of rock that I didn't really know about. And I found this record, obviously when I Googled like psych, this is, you know, right at the top of the Google search. But, you know, when I was younger, I was like, I'm not going to like psych. I just don't think I'm ever going to get into it. But as you get older and older, then you start dipping your toes into some psych. Before you know it, it's now one of my favorite genres of music. But yeah, I streamed this on Spotify, I listened to it, and this was what got me into psych. Really, really great album. This copy actually I got from Mike at the In-Groove at his record store in Phoenix, Arizona, and because I was driving cross country from San Diego to Charleston. Got to stop, talk with him for a while. Couldn't be a nicer dude. We talked about records for 20, 30 minutes. He showed me some cool stuff, but I got this off his wall. I mean, he's a really nice guy. All right, best band from your home country. I'm from the United States, and I think a quintessential United States band, Creedence Clearwater Revival, all right? The awesome southern rock band from Northern California. You can't get any more American than that. Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. This is their first album, self-titled. This is an original press on Fantasy. This one actually took me a long time to find because I want a really clean one, first of all. And it's also hard to find like the very first presses of this without the Suzy Q like sticker emblem here. You know, so I'm pumped to have this one. But yeah, I love CCR. I have every single CCR album. One of my favorite bands by far. I love it. A white label promo. I'm just going to show you the one that I got the most recently. That's a white label promo, and that's Demian. White label promo on that ABC Records there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I love this record a lot. If you like Bubble Puppy, which is also made my list here, I'm going to show you in a minute. You're to like Demian because it's a lot of the same guys, a lot of the same type of music. You know, a little more hard rock, a little psych. Fantastic. Can't recommend this one enough. Best live album in your collection. This is REO Speedwagon. Now, this is one of the very first records I've ever got in my collection. Got it at a thrift store. It's very, very beat up. A lot of ring wear and some tape here. But I think I've told this story before. I used to make my dad play 157 Riverside Avenue on the radio in the car on repeat over and over and over again until he got sick of it. I love it so much. I also got like the single of 157 Riverside Avenue, the promo single. But this is with REO Speedwagon's like first lead singer, and he was not very good. But the 157 Riverside Avenue that I like is on this album. But you know, I like that song so much that I wanted both versions of it. But yeah, great. I love REO Speedwagon. People can hate on it, but that's alright. Alright. You need to get hyped up. What album are you putting on? That's Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. I mean, Flirting with Disaster? I mean, as soon as that riff comes on, it's incredible. You put this is one of those I always talk about where you put this song on in your car, you roll down the windows on the highway, you blast it, you're having a good time. I love this record. Molly Hatchet, especially the track Flirting with Disaster, very, very good. All right, best sounding drums on an album. And that is going to be Neil Peart on Moving Pictures. Love this record so much. You know, everybody knows the songs on this record if you have ever heard of Rush. You got Tom Sawyer, Limelight. These are kind of like their biggest radio plays for sure. But there's a track on here called YYZ that is basically just a 4-minute jam session. And Neil Peart kills it on the drums. He used to play with this rotating 360-degree drum kit that would just rotate around him as he played. It was unbelievable. Yeah, so the drums on here is incredible. I think Neil Peart is the best rock and roll drummer in the world, in the history of music. And, you know, tell me in the comments who you think the best drummer is. Okay, a signed record. I don't have very many signed records. I just don't collect them. But I do have Randy Holden, Population 2, signed by Randy Holden. I've talked about this record before, but basically, Randy Holden was on Blue Cheer for a while. They kind of screwed him over, like the band's management and stuff. He wrote a lot of their songs, actually. But anyways, this is killer guitar work. He's a fantastic electric guitar player, and this is a reissue, obviously. This is the ones he put out and then signed like all the copies. But the originals of this are impossible to find. When you do find them, and you're searching out an original, if it does not have a hole punch, like basically like right around here, I'm not buying it. I don't think it's an original, because I think every single original copy of this has that hole punch like right around there. Like it was like a stack of them, and they just took a drill and went through all the labels and the covers. So if he doesn't have that, I don't think it's an original. But maybe they're out there. I don't know. These are also bootlegged a lot and copied, so that's out there too. But anyways, this is the copy I have. I'm fine with it. Would I like to find an original? Yeah, that'd be awesome. But I'm pretty happy with that, especially since it's signed by Randy Holden. All right, Beatles or Stones? Now, if you've watched my videos, you know my channel. I like the Beatles, but I'm not a Beatle fanatic. I don't have like every Beatles album. I got a bunch of them, but I'm not like crazy about it. I do have near almost all the Rolling Stones album. I think I'm missing a few, but I love the Rolling Stones. I like them a lot. I am not discarding the Beatles, history and their influence on music, since the early 60s. But I like the Rolling Stones better than the Beatles. Perfect example of that is Beggar's Banquet. Love this album so much. Sympathy for the Devil is, I think, my favorite. I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but, top 3 favorite Rolling Stones songs. I love this record a lot. My kids love this album too, because they always want me to play the Hoo Hoo song, which is Sympathy for the Devil. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to the song and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend that. This is just a original UK press on Decca of their Rolling Stones #2 album. Also fantastic. I like the early stuff of Rolling Stones. I like their middle period. I still like the newer stuff. I didn't hate it. So this is really, really good. I like this one a lot. All right. If you found a bag of money, what album are you getting? So the difference between like what's #1 on my want list and if I just found a bag of money, what am I going to buy? After getting July, that was my #1. I still really don't know what my #1 want list is right now. But if I just found a bag of money and I could buy a record, it's going to probably be a Leaf Hound. And I'll show it here. But yeah, that record is $10,000 and impossible to find. I assume all of them that sell are likely going through like private sales, so it's not coming up on eBay or Discogs. I highly doubt one ever will in the near future. But that's just one of those crazy ones that if I found a bag of money, it'd be cool to get. Okay. An album from the 1980s you still listen to. So both these records are from 1981, but I love AC/DC, Dirty D's Done Dirt Cheap. I just picked 2 records from the 80s that I've just been listening to lately. And these are the 2 that I've most recently listened to within the last few weeks. But yeah, love this record. Very, very cool. This is a promo with the timing strip on there and the gold snap. I think it's pretty cool. And then my favorite Iron Maiden album, Number of the Beast. This is original US, and I've been listening to this lately. I've been listening to kind of all the Iron Maidens lately, but this is my favorite one from them. Okay, an artist you didn't like when you were younger, but now you do. So for whatever reason, when I was a kid, I didn't like Elton John, and I love him now. He's one of my favorite artists now. So I just think his music's not really for like high schoolers. I think to appreciate Elton John, you got to be an adult with some life experience under you, and then I think you would start to, you know, like him a little bit more. But I love Elton John now, and as a kid, I just could not get into him, and I thought my parents were weird for liking him because I just didn't like his music. But now I love him so much. It's strange how your tastes change as you get older. But yeah, love this. I love Elton John a lot, especially that Yellow Brick Road, Man Across the Water. Another fantastic one by Elton John. I got, I think, almost all of Elton John's records, but really, really cool. Sorry, you hear my kids in the background there. Show a favorite record label. I thought about this one for a little while, and I was tossing things around. Like, I didn't want to go like Vertigo or whatever, but I still cheated out a little bit because I could not think of one really. But yeah, I'm going international artists. This is Bubble Puppy, in the same vein as that Debian record I just showed you. But you know, the Bubble Puppy record they put out was on international artists like that. It was just like a small label out of Texas. A lot of Texas hard rock and psych coming out of this. This is more on the hard rock side than the psych side. But you know, incredible hard rock from international artists. And then this is 30 Floor Elevators, Easter Everywhere. This is also on international artists, and this is more on the psych side, obviously. But you know, I like everything on international artists really, but I mean, mostly everything they have is pretty rare. This is a cool Easter Everywhere because it has the misspelling there of posturos. It's supposed to be postures. So this is kind of an interesting thing. This is another like quintessential psych album. I like Psychedelic Sounds a little bit better, but this is right up there with some of my favorites too. But another great one on international artists label. Latest Rabbit Hole. I've already talked about this one. I actually made a whole video on it, so go check that one out. But it's Library Records. I'm slowly but surely getting into Library Records. I've also learned through my research and getting a couple that there are definitely some worth it and definitely some not. There's some stinkers out there in the library record world, but that's all right. And here's just two major brand or major record labels off of Library Records is KPM and Bruton Music. A lot of the crazy good ones are Italian. So it'd be cool to get my hands on some of those Italian. Those are UK's, but to get my hands on some of the Italian Library Records, they do a lot more fun stuff, a lot more psych and hard rock type stuff. But I don't know, I'm getting into it. Best bargain find ever. So it doesn't have to be 2024, but best bargain find ever. That's an easy one for me. That is my Rodriguez Cold Fact. This is an original U.S. press on that Sussex label. But I got an absolutely unbelievable deal on this only because the cover has water damage on the bottom here. You know, you can kind of see the cardboard right here. Cover has water damage, so this clearly sat in water for a little bit. But the vinyl is VG+. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And so I got this for less than half price for sure, just because of the cover. And I'm okay with that. You know, like this is a really hard one to get. I mean, this record is very rare. And price has kind of skyrocketed with this record too, especially after the documentary Searching for Sugar Man came out. You know, if you don't know about Sixto Rodriguez, give him a Google. Check out his Wikipedia page. Really, really awesome story. And this record, if you like singer-songwriter on the folky kind of psych edge, you know, acid folk or whatever, you're gonna love this because this is quintessential, you know, singer-songwriter stuff to me. And you know, I love this record so much, and I was very pumped to get the deal that I got on it. Wild Card. So I'm just gonna show you a couple of quick ones real quick. So this is Caravan, in the Land of Grey and Pink. I don't see a lot of people talking about this one. This is a really, really good prog record. You know, if you like prog, you may not have heard of this one, and you should definitely check out Caravan. This one's kind of interesting too because this is on Durham is the UK copy. This isn't the Shrink. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful cover in the Shrink. It's a Durham UK cover, but it's an original US on London. So I don't know how, you know, a US vinyl got into a UK disc. It's kind of strange, but This one's really, really good. And another one I'm going to point out real quick is, everybody's heard of this one, Diamond Dogs by David Bowie. But, you know, if you got a copy of this Diamond Dogs, just go dig it out real quick, check it out. Make sure that your bottom end of your dog here is not airbrushed like this one. If it's not airbrushed and you can see the dog parts, you know, you got yourself a very, very rare album. And you need to hit me up in the comments section because I would love to have one. But, you know, they're just crazy, crazy rare. They obviously thought it was inappropriate to have dog parts on a dog, which seems ridiculous with some of these album covers out, but is what it is. Colored variant record, easy one, Fraction Moonblood. I mean, I can't describe to you how great this record is. If you like psych, if you like rock and roll, listen to this record. It's unbelievable. This is Noble Records exclusive on that blood red vinyl. I love just turning on the lights, sitting back in my recliner, putting this on, listening to it. It's absolutely fantastic. This record's very good. You need to check it out. You need to at least stream it. And it wouldn't be a video if an album you never tire of, if I didn't show 2112. I never tire of this album. I love putting this on every single time. I mean, 2112, absolutely fantastic. This is my near mint, White Little Promo, and The Shrink. I've showed that to you 4,000 times, but I can't stop showing it to you. I love that record so much. I'll never tire of it. And then the last question, share your favorite VC channel from the past year. Another easy one for me, Chris from Vinyl Piper. I mean, his channel is so good. I've learned so much from it. I mean, if you're subscribed to my channel and you're not subscribed to Vinyl Piper, go subscribe to him right now. Because if you like this, you're like Vinyl Piper. And you know, I like listening to his channel and just learning a bunch, because he shows some records that kind of open my mind a little bit, especially in the psych and hard rock world that, you know, some of them I've never heard of, and then I go stream them and check them out, and I'm like, this is incredible. How have I never heard of this? This is unbelievable. And, you know, I find them through his channel. So Chris from Vinyl Piper, please go check out his channel. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in the comment section where I got it wrong, because I'm sure I did for some of them. But yeah, I really like doing these vinyl tags. They usually do one in the very beginning of the year, sometime in January, and they usually do one kind of mid-year in June or July. So I like to do both of them. And there's some other ones that always come out, like jazz, and, you know, maybe like some kind of genre-specific vinyl tag. But I just like doing the two main big ones, the first of the year and the end of the, or middle of the year. Okay, so that'll do it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.